So the unique advantages, again, independent film study, we just hit on that, I think is a big, big deal, okay? Also a very big deal here, and this goes back to how you prepare your scout teams, your look teams, okay? Non-scripted open field. To some people, I know this is kind of crazy. When we brought this to first East Carolina and Oklahoma, you know, guys kind of looked at us funny, but this is something we believe in, and as a play caller, I could not recommend this enough. So what this means is when we practice open field, all right, during a prep week, open field work, we do not script it, meaning we go spot a ball on whatever yard line. We have our GAs, QCs are basically, they're not holding up cards. These guys become defensive coordinators of a scout team, and I'm calling plays against them. And if we throw the ball, we're on the left hash, and we throw the ball and get a 6-yard gain on the right hash, all right, then I got to have a 2nd and 4 call on the right hash ready to roll. And we play football. The situations come up naturally. We have a few plays where we'll tell the defensive coordinator for the scout team, hey, when we call this today, I definitely want this look, but the majority of it is he just calls it versus what we have called. And what that creates is a few things. One, as a play caller, I think it helps you get in the flow of the script. You know, it starts to put you in some of these situations as opposed to, well, I just got a script that I'm just reading down the whole day, and the first time I'm actually really going to call this thing is going to be on game day. For me, that doesn't work. I've got to start to get in the flow of the plays, and it also helps to train my eyes to where each one of these plays is. And so I start to learn, all right, man, it's that 2nd and 4 play. I know right where this thing is. It's on the bottom right part of my script. I get there, I get it called, and here we go. So I know for me personally, it makes it much more efficient. The other thing that it does is it exposes your calls to different defensive looks, and you get these scenarios that come up that we might not have imagined, right? So let's say we put in this let's say we put in this screen for the week, and we talk about it versus some of their base looks and some of their most common blitzes, and we feel good about how the screen's going to hit and how we're going to protect it and how we're going to block it and all of that, okay? Well, all of a sudden, you're in the middle of a Tuesday practice in the open field, okay? You end up running it against a look that maybe you hadn't anticipated, hadn't thought of. You spring a leak, and then you got to get back in there and you got to fix it. And so I can't tell you how many times through the years that's happened where something that we didn't think of actually happened on the practice field because of how we do it, and we figured out the problem before we got to Saturday. And it's huge, because if you just script it, you're already going to know in your mind, all right, what we've got to fix, how we've got to do it. It's already going to be done, okay? When you get these different unpredictable looks at it, it challenges you in a different way, just like game day does. So now, to do this, it takes a lot of work. You know, we're no huddle, up tempo like a lot of people are. Okay, so our scout team coaches, not only do they have to be able to get the guys lined up, all that, they've got to be able to communicate, they've got to be able to do it with hand signals, and they've got to be able to do it quickly so that we don't compromise getting a good defensive look. And so it's an operation. I mean, it takes a lot of work, but for us, it is absolutely worth it. And then as you see, we do it at game tempo. So, I mean, we're moving the ball, we're spotting the ball. They are just drives. Then we flip the field, give the guys a drink of water, sub some guys in, and just head back down the field. And that's just back and forth anytime we're doing open field during a game week. We do script a lot of the situationals, because obviously you can't always make those come up in a live situation, okay? I think another key here for us, the bulk of our game plan is in by Monday night. The only thing not in for us, all right, by Monday night of game week, after playing on Saturday, is the red zone goal line. Everything else is in. So as opposed to spreading it out too much through the week, we front load it heavy, but it allows us to spend time. It allows us to rep. It allows you to install with your offensive players early in the week so that you've got a bigger window, all right, to really make this sink in for these players and they're ready to execute it on Saturday, okay? And then, you know, a light script. We'll kind of show you the numbers here in a second. You'll get a look at kind of what our menu looks like. But you have to be able to practice it, okay? You have to be able to practice it. If we have an amount of plays that does not fit the amount of time we have to practice, then we have to cut plays, even if they're good plays. And one big deal for us